to-do list. So on the to-do list, first thing we have is making sure we have, actually I got rid of a couple of them. So we need to get rid of the labels on the picker. So let's go to the picker right here, and we'll say .labels hidden. Okay, that's that easy. And then the next thing we need to do is, right now all of the text fields that we use are technically using the same bindable variable. So what we need to do is, let's go to this text field val, and we'll make this one say text field 1 val and text field 2 val. Okay. Now if I scroll all the way back down to the bottom, what I want to do is actually find everywhere we had text field underscore val, and we need to work on which ones they correspond to. So this one is the one that will have the number in the ingredients, so like this. So this one right here, okay? So it needs to have its own. That one will be text field 1 underscore val. And then this one will be underscore 2, and this one will be number 2 as well. Those ones will work together. Okay, so this one will say text field 2 val. And then we'll scroll down, and this one also needs to say text field 2 val. Okay. Scroll all the way back to the top and make sure, yeah, those all are correct now. And then what we also need to do, I think, yes, we need to create a new function here. We'll call this func hide modal, okay? And hide modal is it's going to do this whole UI application and editing, and this half modal shown is false. I'm gonna do that indeed. But the other thing I'm actually going to add into there is going to be half modal underscore text field 1 val is going to be equal to nothing. And same thing for number 2 val. Okay? And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to be able to go like this and then reopen it, and that needs to be clear again. Okay? Especially if this one and this one are going to be, if these two are going to be sharing the same bindable variable. So this hide modal needs to be executed every time we add a new item, for example. And every time we were doing half modal underscore shown, every time we changed that to false, we were changing that. Let's see where else we were changing it. Actually, quite frankly, what we could probably do, we should actually probably find a way to, every time even this update modal runs, actually, every time update modal, yeah, every time, actually, what we should do instead, I'll tell you what the cleaner way to do it would be, hide modal, we'll still stick with hide modal where it is, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take those two and put them inside update half modal. And what that means is that every time I actually click on one of these, it clears them out. The reason that's better is because that's really when we really just want these to be clear when we see them. We don't care if they clear out when we close it. We want it to clear when we open it again, okay? So if I save it now and I run it, let's see what we get. And then let's take a peek. The next thing we're going to be doing is finishing up this add new item function, okay? We got an error. Let's save and run it. Okay. All right. That error was probably because I changed one of the files while it was compiling. So now I can write potato, and I want 1 cup of potatoes, okay? Now if I go here, and I open it here, oh, it's all clear. And if I open here again, it's all clear. All right. So that's good. We fixed that. Now let's finish this add new item. So else, okay, we'll say if the new item underscore type is equal to dot ingredient. What we need to do now is we need to actually get the ingredient unit that we chose in the picker. So we're going to say this ingredient unit is going to be equal to, let's find ingredient, so let this ingredient unit, okay, dot all cases, okay, and then we want to find the index that we're using as our bindable in that picker, okay, so ingredient unit index, remember, because in the picker, that's what we use as the selection, okay? Let's see what it says. Ingredient unit. I took some, okay, we need to actually make sure that's a lowercase a. I don't know why it insists on changing that. So that's what it should be, a lowercase a like that, okay? It changed it automatically for me with the uppercase, and that's wrong, and that gave me a huge error. It took me forever to fix that, okay? So now we just need to go and say ingredient. So the ingredients, that's the array of the ingredients that we have. We'll say dot append, okay? Ingredient, and we'll use this one, okay? So the name is going to be equal to this same thing that we're using as the step description, okay? The amount is going to be the text field 1 val, okay? The unit now is going to be equal to this ingredient unit, okay? And lastly, order number is going to be equal to ingredients dot count, okay? And that should be perfect, actually. Oh, let's see what it doesn't like here. Oh, yes. So it doesn't like the fact that we're actually trying to put a double for the amount when it's actually asking for, when we actually are typing in a string, that bindable variable there. So what we can do is we can say double, okay, and then we'll say, that's technically optionally unwrapping, and we'll say, if that doesn't work, then just give it a value of -1 so we know it went wrong. Okay, so save that, we'll run it, and let's see what we get. Right, it's just loading up. Here we go. So add an ingredient. I want 1 cup of potatoes. There we go, 1.0000 potato. I'm going to go up here really quickly to where we had that being written out. So ingredients, we'll make it say amount, and then we'll say this ingredient dot, I'm pretty sure that would be the unit, right? So dot amount unit dot raw value. That's going to give us the string. Okay. So now it'll actually say 1 cup of potatoes or something like that. Okay. And then I'm going to give that just the slightest padding on the bottom. Say the outside of it, dot padding. Actually, right in here, dot padding. Say dot bottom of like 3. So I go here and I say 1 potato, 1 cup of potato. So it'll say 1.0000 cup potato. Okay, so next up, if we look here, we just need to make sure that this only accepts numbers, and we need to make sure that this one only accepts, oh, actually, we're not really validating anything here, but we're doing some field validation here. So what we'll do is we'll create a little function here, and we'll call this func. I'm going to call this possible. Actually, to be honest, we don't even do that. We can actually just do it straight up in here. So inside, when we go to add new item, actually, we want to try to split things up. I like splitting things up so we can reuse it later. So we'll say possible. This won't be the only time we'll probably end up needing to confirm that a string can be a double. So we'll say possible string to double. Okay. And this one will take, it'll return a double, and it'll be fed a value or a parameter. We'll call that string to validate. Okay, that'll be a string, and we'll say let string. Actually, we probably should need to say if let double. Actually, here's what we'll do. We'll say let double. Let's say let's return val. Here's val equal. Sorry, I'm trying to pick a good name. Double. We'll put a string to validate, and we'll say that's an optional technically. So we'll say call this double. Okay, and we'll say if let val equals val, else return nil. And if it does, then we'll just return val. Okay. And what we'll do with that should work perfectly. And so we'll take this function here. We'll go to add new item. And right inside the ingredient here, we'll say if let possible string double. And we'll actually need to give it the text field 1val, okay? We'll say if let amount equal, okay? And if it does let that, then we'll actually feed the amount as just amount here, okay? There's no reason why that shouldn't work, so we'll save it. And yep, everything does check out when it tries to kind of check for any errors. So I just re-indented that, and I like the way that looks so far. Yeah, I guess we should probably just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import SPAlert because I want to do something else. I want to have, let's go to the login view. We used SPAlert here. Okay, and I'm going to take that code from the login. I'm going to go back to that new post view. Okay. Go into that new post view. And I'm going to say else. We'll say alert. And then the title will say check the amount. And we'll say please enter a number, i.e. 1. Let's see, 3.4. Okay. And we'll save it and we'll run it. Let's see what happens. Everything should work out just fine. Alright, now here is this. Add new. So let's say we try to put a 1 or 12. Good, 12 cups. Now let's say I try to say ASD. Say check the amount. Well, what I want to do is I want to take hide modal, and I only want to hide modal if this is successful. So I'll put that here, and I'll put that here. Okay, so it's only in the successful part of this conditional. Okay, so I'll save that, and the last thing I'm probably going to do is just fix this. I don't really like these trailing zeros. Okay, and so to fix that, to be honest with you, I actually just found something really nice and helpful on the internet. So I really liked this. If I go to helper funcs, right here, extension, and it's going to be an extension of double, and we're going to create a new variable, and we're going to name it exactly this, string without zero fraction. It's going to be a string, and it will return this right here. So just pause, copy this one for one, okay? This is a ternary operator, all right? So make sure that you read through this, make it look identical. Once you have that, go ahead and copy that, copy. Okay, we'll go back, we'll go to new post view, okay, and go to where the ingredients are, and where we were writing them out, just click dot, and then string without zero fraction, save it, and run it. Okay, and that'll give us exactly what we were hoping for. Last thing before we end this video, okay, in the next video we will be doing Firestore. I apologize, took so long to get here, but we are here, okay? So now if I write 1, and I hit plus, 1 cup, perfect. Now if I say 2.0, those were all irrelevant because I didn't do anything. But what if I 2.001? Sorry, 2.001. Okay, perfect. That's what I want. So that worked out. And the last thing is, I don't want to be able to just say 2.001 cups of what, so we need to be, every field needs to be validated. So the last thing I'll do is add new item. In both cases of step or ingredient, we do need to validate that other or text field. So we'll just say if, let's say if that, or actually if, let's grab this right here, text field is equal to nothing. Okay. Then we need to do another SP alert. We'll just put the else here so we have that in its completion. Alright, there we go. Okay, we'll open the SP alert that we had. Let's just grab it, copy it, and bring it up top here. We'll say fill all fields. And then what we can do for the message, let's actually put a ternary operator in there. I really started to like those actually. There's something they really make code small. So we'll say we want to do this. A new item underscore type is equal to the step. And if it is, then that field needs to say, and if it's not, it needs to say, please add a step. This one will say, please add an ingredient. Okay. And actually, I'm going to take all that. I'm going to make that the title, actually. And then I'll make the message actually just say, make sure no text fields are left blank. Save it and run it. Let's see what it does. Let's go here, try to add a new ingredient. 1 cup. Please add an ingredient. So we'll say 1 cup of potatoes. There you go. Let's go over here. As for steps, it'll say, well, first let's click plus. Nope, didn't like it. Chop potatoes. There we go. Perfect. All right. Then let's make sure this guy still works. All right, we will get to this eventually, all right? It's nice that we have that there for now, though. All right, these are obviously not potatoes, unless we're trying to somehow make potato pasta. But this works, all right? This is exactly what we were hoping it would look like. And in the next video, we will store this and this, everything. We're going to store the entire thing up into Firestore, all right? So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.